Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's Nightbird video. We've got so much to go through. Let's get straight into it. This is the moment that the QR code dropped. So first name John, shout out to you. What we're going to do is we're not going to like totally play it, but you can see here that we get hello. We get all of these hellos in different languages. So we get like Privet, there's Guten Tag, Bonjour, the Xbox game Halo. Like we get all of those hellos, right? Then it obviously moves forward. We get the QR codes. We get hellos all in English. And then we get obviously a glimpse into the therapist's office. There is the figure in the mirror momentarily, but I believe this is just taken from what we saw the other day, the video we got the other day, right? So we get all of that. Then we get like the Nightbird thing, the logo with the Pluto symbol. Then we get goodbye. And that is it, right? So it dropped backstage. Nicole, this was around. It was really early in the show, all things considered. And of course, then we were off. Yeah, we were off. So where did it take us? It took us here, right? Let's go full screen. This is WWE DOT COM/recapitulation, right? Not a word I'm familiar with, right? But it turns out that means summarizing. And that's what this is, because all of these are the QR codes that we've seen before. These are links that take you to the Twitch streams. That is a link that takes you to the journal, right? So it is bringing everything together. So actually summarizing is a really good word to use. Recapitulation. So really like that. I wasn't too sure about this either. This elucidate, right? That means to make something clear, right? To make something clear. So as we said, click on that, you go to the Twitch stream, you go to one of the videos. Click on that, you go to the Twitch stream, you go to one of the videos. One of them was the therapy session. The other one was where there was the notes being written by Uncle Howdy, right? Or we think it was Uncle Howdy, but we're not sure. I can't explain the line, right? I don't know why this is here. This bugs me. We might have an answer for that later. And it is worth pointing out that there is a theory that did the rounds, right? And this was from, I think this was from Andrew during our live stream, Andrew Inglorious, who said that if you actually draw that as a circle, do a straight line down to there, you've got this line, and then if you connect these two, it does sort of make a Pluto symbol, which I do struggle a little bit with, only because if that's what they were going for, surely this circle would have been better. Surely this would have been a little further down. Surely, like, do you know what I mean? Like, if they could have found a way of making it, like, really clean, that's what this is meant to be. But it's all a bit, I don't know, out of shape, shall we say? I don't know if there's like a meaning behind that. I don't think so. But I like it enough to mention it. I like it enough to mention it. So it could form a giant Pluto. And we know that Pluto is a symbol of rebirth. Also Pluto, god of the underworld. And this Pluto symbol has been all over this campaign. I mean, I've been calling this the Nightbird campaign. It could be called the Pluto campaign, to be honest, because the Pluto symbol has been very, very prominent. So that's what all of this is, and there's lots to get our teeth into. The one that we really need to do first is this. So this little face, this little chappy, little sad person down here, the file name for this is WWE.com, which is really important to remember, right? If we click on it, here we've got all these people. Apparently there's 17. I've not counted them, but apparently there's 17. People have noted the crosses in the eyes, just like how Bray used to do that in the Firefly Funhouse, right? So someone else has said, you know, was there 17 victims of the Fiend? Which I really like that. I really like that. Hopefully that person their comment is saved in the folder later, because I really did like that theory that there might have been 17 Fiend victims. If not, then maybe they've done 17 because, again, we think this group are going to debut on June 17th. So there might be something in the number of people that have been drawn, right? But the crosses, they connect back to the Firefly Funhouse. Whenever Bray would defeat someone or the Fiend would defeat someone, their picture went on the wall and then crosses were put through their eyes, right? I do wonder about this surface. It does look a little bit like a kitchen top, and that might connect to the home that we see, right? Because we do have videos to watch, so it might connect to a kitchen. And obviously we're really interested in this. We'll tell you more tomorrow. We'll tell you more tomorrow. Now, there's something big to remember, and that is that tomorrow is Saturday at the time of recording this, and UFC have got a show. Starts at 11 UK time, which is 6 Eastern time. I don't think they're going to want whatever this is to get in the way of that show, right? Because TKO, they own WWE and UFC. So they don't really want programs or things being on at the same time that's going to distract from the other. Like, it wouldn't be a good idea to do a UFC show on Monday night at the same time as Raw, right? So whatever this is, I get the feeling it's going to be before UFC starts. UFC starts at 11 p.m. UK time. That's 6 p.m. Eastern time. I think whatever this is starts before that. I'm thinking 4 p.m. Eastern, but the honest answer is we don't know. No one knows at the moment. There's probably a good chance that WWE will put something out and then delete it again on WhatsApp or something. There's probably a really good chance of that. But at the time of me sitting here now talking to you, we don't know, right? But we are expecting something today. We expect it to be on WWE.com, and I'm thinking about 4 p.m. Eastern time, which would be 9 p.m. UK time, okay? So we'll tell you more tomorrow. Can't really make out anything here. I wonder if this will feature tomorrow. I wonder, because normally if there's something like this, we explore it at a later date. So I think there's a really good chance that we find out what this is tomorrow, and we see these notes being written, because that's what's been happening. We've been having notes, and then we see those notes being written. So if I'm a guessing man right now, I'm thinking tomorrow we're going to see footage from inside the house, and we're going to be seeing these notes getting written. And I do wonder if this is on like a kitchen countertop. So that's kind of what I'm predicting. In regards to time we don't know, as we said, save yourself is obviously a very interesting message. Don't know quite what that relates to at the moment, but again, we'll find out more tomorrow. So lots for us to get our teeth into with that. We know it's WWE.com, right? So we know that these two are links that take us to the Twitch stream, right? We know that this is the Nightbird. It's got the same file name, that is Dakar, right? And it's had that all throughout this campaign, so no difference there. I looked into recapitulation and the file name. I couldn't see anything to that. I Am All of Us has been said before, I think by Uncle Howdy. But that is a phrase that we've had before, so I don't think there's anything special there. We've got all of the Plutos, we've got all of these titles and everything. These are videos, they are links to the old QR codes, but there are two new ones, and that is Signs and Wonders, which is really cool, because the last thing that we got from Uncle Howdy was a deleted tweet that was called Signs and Wonders, right? And you might remember it had Uncle Howdy standing next to a lake. He had his back turned to us. He had his arms outstretched. And it was an image that was posted and then deleted. We covered it in our last Nightbird video. And so now we've got these two new ones. Now, it is worth mentioning that these are all the old QR codes. I'm not aware of anything new in them. I think they're just the old codes, and this is just a catch-up, right? But it's one of those whereby if you actually go back and click on some of these now, you'll probably see, now that you've got a lot more information, you'll probably be seeing and hearing things that you never saw or heard first time around. So it is definitely worth kind of going back through these to see, you know, what you can discover now. So actually, I think there might be a bit of a tidal wave of stuff that gets sent over this weekend as people go back through these codes en masse to see what they can find, right? So we've got all of this. If we click on this bird in the center, it takes us to the journal. Now, the journal has been around for a little bit, right? And obviously, this has been getting updated. We've got 2 new entries in the journal. The first one is actually here, which says fake profits. And I want to shout out Abigail for that, because this is easy to miss because it's right in the middle and it doesn't even have new next to it, which is a bit cheeky, to be honest. But down here, you do have this one that says new. It's worth mentioning as well, someone actually put that into some decoder, and apparently this is Morse code, right? Morse code for the word remember, right? I mean, I don't know if that's true. They showed all the working out, but if that really is Morse code for remember, that is just a level of detail that is just mind-blowing, right? So love that. But anyway, we're going to click on this. This is false prophets, right? So this is false prophets. And it says, do not be fooled. They speak with my tongue, but they know not my words. Rancid, cheap imitations. Although I ignore, I am filled with disgust. Now, there's a couple of thoughts on this. The first thought is Dreadmare. Now, if you watch this channel, right, there might be some people that think that I talk about this a fair bit. The truth is we don't, right? If you think of the hours and hours and hours and hours of videos and streams that we do, we really don't talk about it all that much. We only talk about it when someone mentions it or it comes up, right? And we have to talk about it now because there's a lot of people thinking this is aimed at Dreadmare, and it could be. I hope it isn't, but it could be. And the reason why I hope it isn't is because if this is aimed at Dreadmare, the people that are just so into that channel, right, that they can't see the truth, those people are going to look at this and go, see, it's being mentioned in the QR code now. Like, now there's a connection to what's going on TV. Like, I told you it was connected all along. So you're just going to get all of that now. Now, my response to that would be, yeah. But can I just point your attention to the word rancid? Because if this is the connection, I'm not sure I'd be too proud of this connection. I'm not sure this is a connection that I'd be over the moon with. Right? So it starts, do not be fooled. They speak with my tongue, but they know not my words. Rancid, cheap imitation. I mean, I've been called some bad things in my life, but I have never been called rancid. I've never had this level of disdain aimed towards me. Right? Although I ignore, I am filled with disgust. Now, to be honest with you, I hope it isn't. I just think drawing attention to that is not the right way forwards, right? Giving that any kind of credence, any kind of notoriety, I just don't think that's the right thing to do. But it is one of the leading theories for this, so I can't not mention it and I can't not talk about it, right? So, false prophets, okay? There are a few other thoughts, and we'll have a look at those when we get to the folder after, where I've got all of the tweets and things that have been sent that have caught my eye. We'll have a look at that after. So this one, it doesn't say new. It has come in just after Bray has passed, right? And it is just before the arrival of the group. So it's kind of like after the middle of last year, but just before, you know, probably WrestleMania. So you're probably dealing with a good 7-8 month period there. I mean, the Dreadmare channel would fit into that time period. I mean, it had started during that time period. So this is why I would love to not talk about it. I would love actually really to just say that it's this instead and not even acknowledge that. But considering its placements, it could be. It could be. So down here, let's go to the next one. Behold, right? So Behold said, I have shown you signs and wonders, right? You believed. By your faith, you shall be spared. Destruction awaits those who do not heed. My wrath will be swift and all shall fall. Now, there's a couple of things here. First of all, that makes me think of Taylor Swift, right? My wrath will be swift. So it looks like Uncle Howdy has punished us by making Taylor Swift possible and making her popular. So that is how we're being punished. My wrath will be swift. That's what I've took from it, right? All shall fall makes me think of fall and pray, which is Karrion Kross, right? I don't know that it connects to that. It just makes me think of that. And that's it, really, right? I don't really get any further than that. But I have shown you signs and wonders. You believed. By your faith, you shall be spared. Destruction awaits those who do not heed. My wrath will be swift. All shall fall. So there we go. No hidden messages that I'm aware of or anything along those lines. We've got these two new entries that are in here, and it's good. It's really good. So this has given us a hint towards tomorrow, Saturday, but we don't know the time. I'm not aware of any hidden words in here as well, right? This has given us 2 new entries, right? Very interesting. So now we need to look at the 2 new videos, okay? Wonders and signs. So let's click on Wonders. Now, right now, here you can see there appears to be something in this pot. That looks to be a letter of some description. NS Mommy, I believe, is the one that noticed this. It's right in the center of the shot as well. You know, that did not need to be there. So I think it's definitely worth looking at this. This is where the picture comes from. Actually, during this, you will see a bird fly past. And so I think the bird is of no meaning. I don't think we need to worry about the birds because you are seeing the whole process here and the bird just happens to fly by, right? So we zoom in, the bird happens to fly by. I think that means we can stop with all the bird talk now, right? Obviously, the big thing is Howdy. When he turns around, you start to see this bright white mask. It's like a new mask. It kind of turns a little red. I don't think it changes color. I just think that as he's turning and the light catches it, it makes it look really bright. But then it seems to start settling down into like a bit of a red. But it's hard to know, to be honest. You only see it for a very short amount of time. But again, first thing to look at would be that down there. If we press play, look, zooms in.
Yo, what is that?
It's Howdy. There was the birds.
What the
Arms outstretched, turns around. So let's go back.
What the hell? What the hell is that? Yo, what is that?
There's the bird, by the way. So, I mean, the thing about the bird is that you can pause it about there, and that is pretty much what was tweeted out. So there it is. I mean, it is a screen grab from this video. That's what the Signs and Wonders tweet was. So that's why I'm saying I don't think we need to worry about this, because they had all of these frames to choose from. They just went with this one. You know, you could make the argument they went with this one because they still wanted the bird to be featured. But I think it's probably more because they didn't want to show what happens later, because that would have ruined this video. And if they went a little bit earlier, there wasn't really anything they could show. You've kind of got to see enough of Howdy at this point. And this moment here, you get the extra talking point of the bird as well. So, do you know what I mean? Like, you can see why they would go for this as the screenshot that got tweeted out. But I don't really read too much into it, to be honest. Right, look at the mask on Howdy, right? Look how bright that is. Look how bright that is when he turns around.
What's going on?
Look at that. Look at that. That is quite bright, right? It does seem to go a little more red as he turns, but then some of that could be the blur, and then boom, you know, that's it. He's got his hand over his thing, and this guy's running inside. Not a voice that anyone seems to recognize either as well, right? Worth pointing that out.
What the hell is that? Yo, what is that?
Howdy.
What's going on?
Well, can I just say, I think it's very disappointing that he doesn't know what's going on, because first of all, that means he's not watching these videos, right? Of course, we don't actually, all joking aside, know when this was recorded. I mean, this was made not from today, you know, this was maybe like a month or so ago. So, you know, we can sit here and joke, but actually it does lead on to quite a serious point, and that is, when was this recorded? When did they do this? So there you can see Howdy. You can see the Plutos as well, which is really cool when you skip forwards. The turning around, though. I know we're focusing on this quite a bit, but this is the talking point, right? Turns around, you can see how white that mask is. Does seem to just see there how it's a little bit more red. But again, it's a blurry image, isn't it? And then, boom, that's it. We're off, we're away. So that was this video, okay? That was Wonders. Let's go to Signs. Now, this is doorbell footage, which we thought we were going to get, right? Here you can see that it turns. I don't know why it turns. You'd think it would just basically face there all the time, but it doesn't. It seems to be against the wall, and it seems to be like turning as it's looking. It then looks in the house. We're interested in these chairs. I'll tell you now. It goes back again, but it doesn't go as far this time. I'm a little interested in the flashing light. Goes back again. I'm interested in these bits on the wall. Right? And I'm very interested there. Boom. At that moment as well. And then it goes back. And that's it. Oh, it does go back to it, actually, the second time. Let's go back to it. It just auto-plays the next QR code, right? So here, look. So we go over. That's quite interesting, actually. Didn't notice that before. Look, that bit there, we don't know what that is, right? Could be anything. Could be a trash can, could be anything, right? The flicking light, I think, is just the breeze and the tree kind of getting in the way, right? It's worth pointing out the kitchen countertops. You know, again, I'm wondering if that's where the letters are written. Doesn't go as far this time. Doesn't go as far. Now it goes back again. And we're interested here in the doorway. You can see the frame. And it gets covered there as someone goes from one room to the other room. Now it does go there. Look, now it shows again. That is really interesting. That is really interesting. I didn't notice that before. So what we're talking about is how far it actually pans. So here it goes. The light flickering, I think it's the tree just getting in the way. But look, something there. Then we turn again, right? To my knowledge, there's nothing this time that we need to be aware of. You can just see the kitchen, but nothing happens, right? We go back. This time we don't go as far. Don't go as far this time. Don't know why. We go back. This is when, again, there's nothing really in the house, but you do see, this is the big thing there. You can see the door frame, and momentarily it disappears. The door frame disappears. Now it does go back, and there's that thing again, right? Interesting. I want to just show you that thing, the thing that we didn't really focus on. What we're looking at is we're looking in this bit here. Can you see that door frame? So this door frame here, we're watching that. And actually, at some point, you won't be able to see that door frame because someone walks from like one room to the other room there. So look at the door frame. Gone. As someone moves between the rooms. Very, very interesting. And now we do see that thing again, which I didn't notice before. So there we go. So the Pluto symbol, obviously, rebirth. Also, I think the Lord of the Underworld as well. So it's got a few meanings, the Pluto symbol, and that has been prominent throughout the whole campaign. We know what recapitulation means, which is summarizing. We know what Elucidate. Is that how you pronounce it? Elucidate. To make something clear, the irony, eh? To make something clear, right? So we know all about those. The 17 stick people that was pointed out by Niall, shout out to you. The Pluto thing here, which was by Andrew Inglorious. Planet Dan and Exified pointing out the person going between the rooms on our live stream. So brilliant. Nostalgically awesome, pointing out about that new mask that we looked at in the Wonders one. And Disaster Talks Wrestling, just wondering if that new mask might be connected to the Court of Owls. That is a group out of the Batman series, and we kind of touched on that during the last campaign, White Rabbit, right? This is Nightbirds, but they have done this a few years ago, and it was called White Rabbit. And that had a mask that was white, and it looked like an owl, and it connects to Batman and a group called the Court of Owls. So that just being kind of thrown around, right? That just being thrown around. So that is, I think, everything here, to be honest. Nothing in the source code. Well, not much anyway. Not much. You know, a few little bits in there. But we can cover that in the folder that we're about to go to, right? So let's come off full screen and let's make our way down. Lots of stuff in here. And I do want to take this time just to say a big, big thank you to everyone that tags me and stuff. I know it's hard for me to get to everything, and I hope you understand that as well. Obviously, normally we're live doing a live stream during these, so I'm trying to juggle watching the show with getting into Twitter, with talking to the live chat. It's a lot of plates to spin, right? So we do the best we can, and I'm so grateful that people tag me in these things, because without you doing that, these videos wouldn't be as rich or hopefully as entertaining, as informative as what they are. So a big thank you to everyone. So Jason, tagging me in this from Brett, right? Uncle Howdy tease will be happening on the WWE website tomorrow. So Rob Fee confirming it is WWE.com, but that was the file name of this picture as well, right? But we still don't know the time. We still don't know the time. Here's what we were talking about with if you link them all up. So there's Bland SF. Says, I see now that the stem is a bit long. It doesn't connect to the circle. Well, I mean, it can connect to the circle, but there's just not really anything there. This is what I sort of struggle with, is that I kind of feel like this would be a perfect circle. And I sort of feel like, yeah, it probably would have something here. So I like it. I like it enough to highlight it and show it, but I don't know if that's what they were going for. I don't know if we've touched on this as well, but like if this is a circle, right? Forget this bottom bit, but this just being a circle, I think it's really cool how this is in the middle of it, because we know that he lives there in the middle of the circle. We've seen that in previous QR codes. And this is his journal, right? This is his journal. So he lives in the middle of the circle. We're the ones going round and round the circle, right? You live, you grow old, you grow, and then you pass away. And then you maybe get reborn, or there's new life that takes your place, and they get old, and then they pass away, and then it just goes round and round again. So the circle of life. But he doesn't live by those rules. He lives in the middle of the circle. So you can't get to him unless you want to get to him, or unless he wants you to get to him. So how cool that his diary is in the middle of the circle. I just thought that was a nice little thing. So Bland SF, shout out to you. This is brilliant. So Mr. Rage Bomb, I think this is a great job. I think you can see it much, much clearer there. Look at that. Look at that. Messing around with, lots of different things. I mean, it really looks like Undertaker. It really looks like Undertaker. Man, if it is, I'll freak out. I mean, I think it's Howdy, but it really looks like Undertaker. I mean, if Undertaker now is just breaking into boomers' homes, that is just the best character development. I love that. If he's given up wrestling so that he can break into people's homes, then let's go. But I think that it is Howdy, to be honest. I'd love it to be Undertaker. We can't play this because of copyright, but here's Jordan. He said, it seems like the Nightbird song that plays in the arena during Raw and SmackDown is getting darker and creepier. We're getting closer. We're definitely getting closer. So it's a bit like the Walking Dead intro in the sense of, if you watch The Walking Dead, the intro graphic like decays as time goes by. And as time's going by, this song is decaying. And it's all falling apart and breaking apart. I really like that. I think that's really, really cool. So we can't play it, but it's definitely getting darker and creepier, as Jordan said. Okay, Crimson, shout out to you pointing out this YW, Yowie, Wowie in the source codes, right? Doesn't take much to work that out, though, does it? There really wasn't anything in the source codes that was like Jackal MD or anything like that, anything that was going to take a lot of working out. This was quite straightforward stuff, to be honest. In fact, well, there was nothing there apart from these little file names, which are quite easy to work out. So, yeah, this a bit of a strange one, actually, when it came to the source code, that there wasn't something there. This was really interesting. I think this has come from someone that was actually at the venue that has took a picture. Look at this. Now, I on Twitter said this is a bit strange because surely you've got the mask designed by now. I don't know if maybe this is there because they know someone will notice this and they wanted it to be noticed, or is it that they are working on CGI maybe or something? I mean, I can't really imagine Howdy coming out with CGI. That would be a little bit strange, him having CGI. I don't know. I don't know how I'd feel about that. I don't think that would fit, really. Maybe it would if we've seen him a few times and we know he's going to be at SummerSlam and things along those lines. But yeah, it'd be a little bit strange, I think, for him to come out with CGI. Certainly the first time we see them. But I don't know why they would be messing with this otherwise. You know, they don't need to design masks and stuff like that. The only thing I can think that they do is graphics, which made me think CGI. So, I don't know, but Richie said, I hope this doesn't get anyone in trouble. I hope it does. But y'all, that's an Uncle Howdy mask, right? And Lucas tagging, a lot of you tagging me in that, actually, which I really appreciate. I can't give you any more context on it, other than I don't know why they're doing it. I'm guessing the real reason is because they knew someone would notice. Erase Your Mind, shout out to you, said this too, Crimson. All you have to do, so that was in the source code as well. All you have to do is let me in. Or Bo leave. So all you have to do was in the source codes. Again, not one that's, you know, going to require Einstein to work out. There was nothing like that in the source code. I like this from Brady. So this face, it's the opposite to this, really. So this, you can see that it goes that way round, but this one actually goes this way round. This has got white eyes. This has got red eyes. This is smiling. This is frowning. I like this. I don't know where this logo... It's the first time we've seen this logo. I wonder if this could be the logo for Bo. I don't know. But the red crosses certainly make me think of a victim. Make me think of a victim of Bray. You know, because when Bray had victims, he used to put red crosses through their eyes. So this is very interesting. I really like the connection to the Alexa one. Playground Alexa, when she had play and pain. Yeah, interesting. I like that. Good work. Ro the Bro said, not sure if you noticed, but there's a new entry called False Prophets. We did. Ro, thank you. Crimson said, as you can see, the window from the video when you click Wonders, so this one here in today's, is the same as the video from the QR code, which is this one here, right? When he recorded the distance figure, he came by at night. The door cam doesn't go live until that moment. So I like that. I'm not keen on the window thing, right? Let's go full screen on this and I'll explain what I mean. So this is obviously taken from Wonders, right? And you can see windows here, okay? Well, they're kind of windows, but I'm actually not sure if they are windows, right? And if we go over, then you've got this. Again, I don't know if this is a window. I think it is because it's showing a reflection. So I actually don't know if that is the same as this. And the reason why I say that is because I've just come back from Florida. And when you're in Florida and you rent like a place, we didn't stay in a hotel. We stayed in like a house kind of a thing, right? It was like an Airbnb thing. But they had a pool and they had like this nice covering to keep the insects out. It wasn't glass. It was just like a covering. And every property had the exact same. Like they're all just built the exact same way with the exact same pool, the exact same covering. And this reminds me of one of those coverings. I mean, I would not be surprised if that was a pool. And I would not be surprised if this was not glass for this thing. And that this is actually like a netting that keeps insects out. Because that's what we had when we went to Florida. And obviously we don't know where this is. If it's Florida, then it may be what I experienced, right? So I can't say that that is glass and able to provide a reflection, right? I can't say that that is the same as that, right? So I can't say that as a look of these two places, I can't say that these two are the same place as a result of this, right? And then we've got this one here. So what Crimson is saying, and this is the bit I really like, Crimson says that this doesn't go active until someone's around or something's around. Again, I don't know if that's true. I don't have one of these doorbells, but I do like the thoughts that Uncle Howdy was, you know, doing whatever he was doing. He was then disturbed, and then he visited this house later that night. So this is the front of the same house. I like that theory. Right? So I like that. The bit that I struggle with this, as I said, is the window thing for the reasons that I just explained. But I do like that theory. That that is the same house, but just later on at night, right? So we got that. Here's King Joker said, what a coincidence. They imitate Mark Henry's retirement segment tonight on Smackdown. Mark Henry did that segment on June 17th. So if you saw Smackdown, you saw AJ Styles actually kind of faking his retirement, right? And that's a very famous segment that got done in the past by Mark Henry. And Mark Henry did it apparently on June 17th. Don't know if they knew that. Don't know if that is why they did it, but that's a great little fact that I really like that. Okay, Brilliant said, hey Days, about this. It was an episode of Smackdown on that date. Lashley called Bray a nobody. Bray hosted a fun house. Bray asked who opened the door. Weather report with Howdy. Bray asked, can you keep a secret? All of these are in subsequent videos. So it is true that can you keep a secret? And I think I Am All of Us might be in there as well. As I said earlier, these are previous QR codes. We've kind of already been through these and ripped these apart and looked at the URLs and all of that kind of stuff. So this is something that's already been touched on previously. But I thought it was kind of cool to include because not everyone's going to have been with this campaign from the beginning. So, you know, if I got tagged in any little bits like that, I was quite happy to just include it in this video in case there was anyone else out there that wasn't aware of that connection and what that number meant. So I was quite happy to do that. At some point, we will do a big recap of Nightbird where we try to go through as much stuff as we can, right? That's going to be one monster video, man. That is going to be a monster video, but there's no point doing that until Nightbird's ended, really. Maybe we'll do that June 18th. If they do come back June 17th, maybe we'll do that June 18th. Right, look at this. This was sent out by Jordan Grace. She said, shoot for the moon, past the stars, and landed on Pluto. It's been Jordan Grace all this time. She's the one. There's Uncle Howdy right there without his mask on. That's the bride. So Negan Mox said, I'm sure it's unrelated, but Pluto. Listen, she knows what she's doing. Storm said, one thing to note is there are 17 stick figures. So Storm, shout out to you, my friends. Excellent. Play DHD Gaming said, do you remember the two-headed mask from Bray's documentary? Yeah, if you saw Bray's documentary, there was a Fiend mask, new Fiend mask that we never had. It had another mask on the back, upside down. So that I think when Bray kind of went upside down in the corner, there would be another face that would show itself. And what they wanted is they wanted Bray's hair to kind of cover it so you didn't know it was there. And then when he went upside down, this other face would have been revealed. So Play DHD Gaming said, what if the Howdy guy at the lake is wearing it? The white would be the doll mask. Could it be Bo's face mask, like a lantern one on the back? So there is a theory that there's maybe something at the back. And you can sort of see here, look, there's some white. So this is clearly the new mask. Looks like a doll's face. Imagine that. Imagine a giant doll's face. That would be freaky. I do wonder if that's not the hair, because we saw this person sat down. I think it's the same person that was sat down in the chair in the therapist's office, and they had a little bit of blonde hair. And I wonder if that's the blonde. So definitely new mask. Might be a mask that covers the OG Howdy mask. That might be just underneath. I don't think this is a mask at the back. I think that's the blonde hair, personally. But I liked that theory enough to include it. Here's Brett Lee said, could he be wearing a Bray mask over the Howdy mask? A Bray mask? What, like Bray's face? Oh, God, man, that'd be... Oh, my God. I don't know how people would feel about that. If he came down with, like, Bray Wyatt's face... I don't know how he'd feel, man. I don't know how that would go down. I've only just read what was said there. I don't know how people would feel. If that was Bray's, that'd be freaky, man. That might be too freaky. Oh, I don't know. Bailey said the false prophet one might be Howdy's own take on this Bible verse. So this is what the false prophet one might be. Therefore, behold, I am against the false prophets, says the Lord. I am even now descending upon them with punishment, these prophets, who steal my words from one another, imitating the phrases of the true prophets. Behold, I am against the prophets, says the Lord, who use their own deceitful tongues and say, thus says the Lord. Behold, I am against those who prophesy, lie in dreams, blah, 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 blah. So it is in the Bible about false prophets, right? I don't know that that quite fits, only because, yeah, I mean, false prophets connects to the Bible, but who specifically are they talking to? Why is it exactly there at that point in the journal, right? At the moment, I've got to say that Dreadmare does feel like the leading theory, but I don't like it. I don't like it. I'd rather it wasn't. I'd rather it was something else. I'd rather believe it was Karrion Kross coming back or something like this, you know, rather than it being anything connected to that channel. Right, David said, I believe that there's a sheep's mask and loads of stuff here. Right, I don't know that I see this personally. I do see something overall, but I do wonder if this is actually connected to some of those things that we've seen in the static. You know, we've been seeing some masks and faces in the static, and I just wonder if this is maybe that. It could be another graphic that they just sort of mess up a little bit. I don't see a woman laughing personally. I don't see Uncle Howdy personally. I can sort of see a bit of a moustache, maybe eyes. A new character mask. I see that as a continuation, the same thing, really. Buzzard mask, not really. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like there might be something here in the static. But I don't know about all of these things. But I wanted to show it you. Yeah, I mean, it says only my family at the same time, which is kind of interesting. So who knows? Maybe there does turn out to be a few things here. But definitely I see something in the middle. I can go that far. I can see something in the middle, but I'm not sure about the other things, to be honest. Right? So we've got that. Right, up here, look at the doorway, right? So here you can see the door, there you can see the person. We've obviously looked at that video earlier, the clip of it earlier. Excellent. What I wanted to show you here, though, is the chairs. Ping, 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 ping. And also on the walls, right? And people have pointed out, is this some sort of mask up here? I don't think so. I don't think this is a mask. It looks like some sort of, I don't know, like head, like some sort of, I don't know, maybe from a hunt or something. I don't know. I can't quite figure out what that is. Maybe like a fish on the wall, or I don't know. Some people have said, is it a sheep's mask? Which isn't a bad shout, but I don't think it is. But we're interested in these little pictures, and we're definitely interested in these chairs. Look at them. Remember them. They're important. Source 7 said, I think Uncle Howdy, who is behind the references of... So I think Howdy is who is behind the reference. So this is a different account that's on Twitter, right? I don't think it's them, right? Because they actually have in the bio put that they are a fan site, right? So I really don't think it's them. I wanted to include this so that people knew my thoughts on this. There is an account on X that calls themselves Uncle Howdy, right? But if you click on their accounts, the first thing in the bio, it makes it very clear that they're not actually Uncle Howdy. So I think they've done enough to cover themselves personally. I think they've done enough to kind of say, you know, I'm making it clear. No one can go to my profile and think that I am Uncle Howdy, because I'm making it very, very clear that I'm not. So I don't think it's them. Personally, I don't think it's them. Plus also, I don't know when that account started. It might not even fit in to the timeline. So I just wanted to include that to make that clear as to where I stand on it, right? Bland SF said, this shows up one frame. Hell, yeah. Bland SF, shout out to you. Ghost83 said, Uncle Howdy is worldwide. I was going to joke that he was going to go after Titus. I might have even made that joke. But Titus worldwide. But clearly he's not going to be doing that, right? Blu-ray Disco J James, recapitulation, shout out to you, my friend. So summarizing or restating, so thank you, my friend, appreciate that. NS Mommy said, I really strongly suggest that everyone go to Local 58 TV on YouTube. The series makes use of video and audio degradation to add to the realism and unsettling nature of each video. Here's a clue. Watch Weather Service, but watch all the videos. So there is a channel that is called Local 58 TV, and it is unsettling, and it has a lot of views, right? A lot of views, actually. And it's good, and you could definitely see it being an inspiration for what we're going through. I think someone mentions it later, actually. If we go up, then look at all this. We've still got to get through here. Like, local 58 TV, 605,000 subscribers, right? Here looks signs and wonders. So Bray Wyatt Forever said it looks like Bo has been watching this channel. So that's the channel, local 58 TV. That's a great find. Really great find. Love that from NS Mommy. Right, there's that mask hidden at the back. Here's GHTT asking, is that what we've got here? Personally, I don't think so. We can't rule it out, right? I certainly think it's a good theory. I'm on board with it. But I think that might be the blonde in the hair. But we can't rule this out. This is what was going to happen with Bray's new Fiend mask. So it'd be silly to rule it out here, wouldn't it? So, yeah, I think that there's a good chance. Personally, I'm still leaning to that being blonde hair. Bray used the Court of Owls mask, there we go, in vignettes last year during the White Rabbit, I believe. The grayscale image looks very similar to the character in the woods. So there's a glimpse of what sort of looks like a Court of Owl mask. I don't know that it's exactly the same, but there is a wonder if that might be that. But honestly, that's all we've got to go from, so we just don't know. We just don't know. The Bray face thing has got me freaked out, right? Crimson says hell. So people know this. A few people have said, is that a map in the background? It's not. It just sort of looks like it because that's Nick Aldis's door sign and he's wearing a blue jacket, which makes it look a bit like water. And the static sort of makes it look like place names and whatever. So it's not a map. But you can see why people would think that. Erase Your Mind said, I wonder if the amount of X-eyed figures represents all the wrestlers the Fiend took on and beat. Yeah, there we go. Erase Your Mind. Love that theory. Love that theory that this might be all the people that the Fiend beat. You'd have to go back and count them all up, but love that. I think that's a really good shout. I think that's a really fun shout. So, brilliant. Look at this. This was Coaster Maniacs was actually at the show. I didn't know. I didn't even know he was there, right? And we did see this, and I was like, fair play to that person for taking that sign. Like, they've got it on TV. Turned out to be Coaster Maniacs, someone that we know really well. So, Russell Rian said, could be fan-made or planted. It was fan-made. Also, 6 Pluto signs. So, there we go. I wonder if he did the 6 on purpose. Have I got his response? I did have his response. There he is. Remember who you are. Rob Fee, sorry, I had to do this and make this. So that's from Coaster Maniacs. Rob Fee responded. There was a great shot of you. Cool sign. So there we go. Rob Fee was watching the show. And Coaster with the sign. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. So it was Coaster Maniacs. Frame Figures said, confirmed with Rob Fee, it'll be WWE.com. The file name was WWE.com. So I'm assuming it's WWE.com. He's waiting for confirmation. Well, actually, that's interesting. That passed me by. WWE.com Buddy. That's interesting. That passed me by. I was just going to go to WWE.com and find it from there. But you make an excellent point. Maybe it's WWE.com Buddy, because Buddy was in there as well. Frame Figures, excellent. Excellent. Maybe that's where we have to go tomorrow at some point. Buddy. Right. Is that Eric Rowan's mask on the wall? I don't know. I can't tell. I don't think so, but I can't quite tell, to be honest. So, GHTT, shout out to you. Right, yeah, so I had male tail thongs saying that went to an old QR code. When the bride pulls her headdress down, her veil down, you can see more. So I went to it, and I don't know that you can see more, but that is the bride without her veil on at all. There is her hair right there without the veil on. So I said, is this more? This is a completely unveiled bride. You see it like it's one screenshot, and that is her taking it off, and then it goes again. You don't see any face or any features. I mean, honestly, I don't think it's more. I think it's just... It's one of those, you know, where you go back now and you're kind of seeing things you might have missed before. But I thought that was an interesting screen grab that I managed to get. But I think we've probably seen that much before, if I'm going to be brutally honest. I don't think they're going to add to the old QR codes at this point, but I wouldn't put anything past them. David said, I guess we're playing peekaboo. So yeah, that does look like someone that's sort of got their hands over their face. We've looked at this one before as well. Again, people going through all those old QR codes. That was mine that I just wanted to include in case we didn't get round to elucidate. Didn't get round to mentioning it. Here's NS Mommy Look saying it's an apple. I can't make out an apple. In the dish with a bite out of it, forbidden fruit. People have said that that is the envelope, the Remember Who You Are envelope, which I really like that theory. Really like that theory. Don't think I can zoom in, unfortunately, but why is that right in the center at the very start of the video? Could be something, could be nothing, right? Yeah, the NS Mommy said, if you look even closer, there's an envelope. Nikki question mark. So is that an envelope? Very interesting. Love that. Love, 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 love that. Right here, we've got in the mirror. Yep, we've got, I think this was just taken from the other day, to be honest. So Pittsburgh Sucks 75. I think this was just taken from the video the other day, because they did appear in the mirror in the video the other day. We spoke about that. Joe Gacy tweeted this out apparently, or put it on Instagram. Killer Clowns from Outer Space, the game, right? I don't think there's anything to it, but obviously this is always going to be something that's going to grab attention. That was like 9 minutes and boom, it was sent over. So very, very much appreciate that. So we got that, and then we got like this as well. Look, a clown with a little puppet clown. I don't think there's anything to it. I think he's literally just playing the game, to be perfectly truthful with you. But anything like that is going to grab people's attention. Oh, look at this. Love this. Jordan said, could these be the same? This is one of the oldest websites on the internet. So if they have copied this, which I don't know why these little bits would be different, or why didn't they get the same backgrounds, but I love the thought that they copied this. This is famous, this website, for being one of the oldest websites on the whole of the internet. So it would be so great if they had copied that. So great. So Jordan, love that, mate. Love it. Not the boys said, sorry if this is a repeat, but I copied the line that was under Kintsugi on the journal page, and this came up. So it just comes up with welcoming quotes that warm hearts and open doors. That's nice, isn't it? That's good. If you take the quote underneath the Kintsugi. Check this out from tonight's code. There are new things within the old code. Someone's speaking in the car. My mind. Did you hear that? Is waiting for you. Mind. Now, I don't know if that's new, but again, just going back and finding stuff is proving to be very interesting, very fruitful. Hey, look, this is a post from Rob Fee going back 30 weeks ago. Look at the chairs. Look at the wall, right? I don't know what this is. But that's not how you smoke. But yeah, look at the chairs. Look at the wall. I feel very good because of this picture. That was Rob Fee's house. I think it was Rob Fee's place again. So I don't know how much we can read into the decor and all that kind of stuff. Because them chairs, that wall, even the window being there looks like it was Rob Fee's place again. The middle photo was shared on Rob Fee's Instagram. The trees, the lake in the background. It looks like that's where Howdy was. Yeah, I agree. Look, the chairs. It's these that do it for me. And then we get this. Look, someone looks at these shoes and then goes, here's Rob. Is it them? I think online I was like, have we gone too far now? Is this what it feels like when you go too far? I think it is, isn't it? Certainly feels like we've gone too far. And that's the QR code that we looked at. So that is everything that I'm aware of, right? We think this was Rob Fee's house. We've kind of broken it down. I love that. I think that's brilliant. And that's great. Check that out as well. And yeah, what is that? I mean, oh God, there was so much. It was so good. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much to everyone that sent stuff over. I know that like it's a good few hours after SmackDown's ended, but I always want these videos. I want them to be good. I don't want them to be rushed. I want them to be detailed. And I think you'll agree. There's a lot of stuff in here. So thanks a lot for watching. Have a great weekend. I'll see you later for whatever's going to be on WWE.com/Buddy. Maybe. We'll have to wait and see. Don't know the time. But obviously, we'll keep our eyes peeled and we'll keep you updated. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.